Good evening and welcome to day number 6 of the return of Philippine volleyball with a matchup between the proverbial David versus Goliath. Coming to you from the PCV Social, Civic and Cultural Center in Bacara, Ilocos Norte. Anthony Sutay here together with Mela Tunay. This is One Sports exclusive coverage of the Premier Volleyball League Open Conference. You're watching the first professional volleyball league in the Philippines on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Mela, you've got a great game. Chery Tiggo crossovers up against Balipure Water Defenders.
Good evening, Anthony. Good evening to all our volleyball fans out there. We are down to our last game in this Thursday doubleheader, and kanina nga kakatapos na ng ating first fifth setter here in this Premier Volleyball League, the first ever professional league here in our country. So ngayon naman, nabanggit mo nga David versus Goliath in the form of Chery Tiggo crossovers versus the Balipure Water Defenders. As you can see, second and eighth here respectively in our team standing. So let's see how both these teams go up against each other here tonight.
Pwede ba bawiin mo muna yung sinabi mo kanina kay Boom? Nasabi mo,
Sige.
baka magkaroon ng 5 setters, ha?
Hindi, na-excite lang tayo sa pagbabalik ng Philippine volleyball.
Well, for the volleyball fans, as far as they're concerned, the longer the game goes, mas exciting nga para sa
That's
kanila.
right.
Pero, syempre, ikaw pagod, ako hindi. Kasi isang game pa lang naman ako rito. So, para sa akin, kung 5 sets, sige, laban 5 sets. Let's take a look now on Chery. And when they won their very first match, they were very impressive and they were equally impressive dun sa kanilang susunod na panalo nung tinalo nila itong Signal HD Spikers.
That's right. The Chery Tiggo crossovers yet to drop a single set here in the PVL conference. At talagang nakikita natin yung dominance nila, especially with the leadership of the Santiago sisters. And dinagdagan pa ng nagbabalik na si Aryan Layug, scoring 15 points off that game against the Signal HD Spikers.
Gaano kadali yun para sa isang coach na pag nakikita mo, alam mo may mga inaasahan kang player pero at the same time, other players continue to step up. As you can see the score line here, dun lang sila medyo nahirapan sa third set. Pero kung tutusin mo, marami na mga bench players ang pinasok dito ng kanilang coaching staff. And so obviously, it was a dominating performance. But then, hindi lang nga yung Santiago sisters pero napakarami na nilang pwedeng asahan na player.
Well, nasa kanila na rin kasi yung luxury nung mga leads in those sets na nilaro nila. Kaya they were able to inject in mga support players. Pero maliban doon, I think the movement of the team also depends on the leadership ng mga veterans na nandito sa Chery Tiggo. Kaya mas magaan yung ginagalaw rather ng mga kanilang players under their team.
Dito sa pinapakita ni Layog, nabibigla ka ba dito sa kanyang comeback because it's been so good yung kanyang performance in the last couple of games?
Well, actually, hindi naman nabibigla. More like masaya lang. Kasi before she got injured, this is actually how she was playing already. So na nakabalik na siya, nakakatulong siya in those dominating wins against PLDT and Signal respectively.
You know, coming off an injury, how important is that for your confidence knowing that at least kaya ko nang gawin yung dati ko nagagawa?
Well, kasi if it's in a game setting na, you wouldn't know eh. Kasi parang syempre sa training, hindi mo pa marirealize na, malapit na mag-game. Pero when you're coming off from an injury and then maganda agad yung mga early games mo, that would set the tone for you para sa mga remaining games pa na ilalaro mo.
Well, we're very happy to be able to see her back in action and back in fine form. And earlier, nakausap siya ni Ayitin Sai. So here we have this interview with Aryan Layug.
Yan, how do you feel that you finally had a breakout game given na ito yung magiging una mong full tournament since yung ACL injury mo back in 2018?
Syempre at first, I am so excited to play. Pero alam ko marami pa rin dapat i-improve as an athlete. And syempre marami pa rin kami dapat i-improve as a team, especially sa mga lapses na nangyari for the past 2 games. So, ayun, we will see for the next games ulit.
Okay. Tama yan. Talagang hinihintayan ng fans nyo. And meron pa ako isang tanong, with Chery Tiggo solid start, kamusta yung vibe nyo sa team? Lagi kayong nananalo, na ipapakita nyo sa fans yung inaabangan nilang galing mula sa inyo. Nagiging mas madali ba yung pag-adjust sa bubble setup dahil dito?
Hindi ko siya masasabi na easy or madali kasi itong bubble setup na to, yung time namin is very limited to train and to i-practice pa yung mga dapat namin i-practice kasi 45 minutes to 1 hour lang yung preparation namin. So, kailangan sa maiksing time na yon
Ready na.
magawa din namin yung mga dapat namin magawa para sa game. So hindi ko siya masasabi na madali talaga kasi challenge talaga siya for our team and for the rest of the teams din.
Oh, and makita naman talaga natin yung hard work nyo sa pag-adjust na kahit talagang limitado yung oras, nagagawa nyo ng paraan. And kitang-kita yon sa mga performance nyo last games. Kaya yon,
Yes.
good luck later and yun, kita tayo.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to see her in action in a little bit. Let's switch our attention here to Balipure and the Balipure defenders. Obviously, a disappointing performance, and when you look at their overall numbers, napakarami nilang mga errors. Halos parang binigyan nila yung panalo doon sa kanilang kalaban.
Oo, sayang nga din because, Balipure could have won that game against Army. They let a 2014 lead in the third set slip. So, siguro masasabi ko medyo may pagka-immature pa dahil puno sila ng mga youngsters in their team. Pero definitely the potential is there. So, let's see kung madadala din ba nila yung momentum nila from their game against Army. Kasi magaganda din yung mga rallies na nilaro nila against the veteran team.
When you have a young team, how long do you think it takes them to be able to come up with that maturity na kailangan mo?
Well, it actually depends kasi it depends on the culture of the team, how will your coaches shape you. Pero yung mga skills kasi pare-pareha lang naman ng drills yung ginagawa talaga yung mga volleyball players all around the world. Pero it really comes to the character and the culture of the team kung paano nade-develop yung maturity ng players and ng team.
Ito nakikita natin si Graciel Bombita, obviously with a good performance the last time out. Inaasahan that she comes up with back-to-back good performances para naman may pagkakataon silang manalo sa araw na to.
Yes, our headline sa kanya, pure power. Nakita naman natin how she exerted so much effort and power in that game against Army. She returned to her usual power spiking ways, again leading Balipure in terms of scoring 18 big points coming off from 17 attacks and 1 ace, but still not enough for them to get past the Army Lady Troopers in that last game.
Ito naman, nakausap natin si Bombita together with Aitin Sai.
Grace, may tanong ako sa'yo. Ano yung mga adjustments na pinag-usapan nyo ng team pagkatapos ng talo nyo sa Army Lady Troopers last game? Were errors the biggest point of emphasis?
Siguro yung pinaka-adjustments namin is yung sa blockings and yung depensa talaga sa likod. Yung nawawala sa amin. And yung the way kami makipag-communicate sa bawat isa. So yun yung kailangan talaga namin yung focus namin.
Grace, may isa pa akong tanong. Ano yung role na binigay sa'yo ni Coach Romel Abella para sa team mo, lalo na veterano ka and tumitingala sa'yo yung mga team members mo? Ano yung sinasabi ni Coach sa'yo na kailangan mong gampanan na role as a form of your leadership?
Lagi kami nire-remind ni Coach i-relax namin yung mind namin and kailangan talaga namin makipag-communicate sa bawat isa para ma-execute namin yung dapat namin gawin. And tiwala talaga. Tiwala sa sarili, tiwala sa mga kasama and sa sinasabi ng coaches. Yan po.
Ayun. Maraming salamat, Grace Bombita of the Balipure Water Defenders. We can't wait to see you get back in your element.
Well, a while ago, pinag-usapan nga nilang errors. Can you imagine 32 errors in that match? And when you have 32 errors, talagang mahihirapan ka makakuha ng panalo.
Definitely. Kumbaga, they gave in more than a set, diba, sa kanilang kalaban. Pero siguro if we were to highlight some good parts of that game, may suporta namang nakuha itong si Grace Bombita, especially coming off from Flora in her all-around game. She registered 15 points, 2 blocks, 27 digs, and 23 receptions. Kaso sayang, kinapos pa rin. Pero meron din nagpakilala off the bench. You also have Sati Espiritu coming into the scoreboard for Balipure. So, ngayon, in their last game kasi, meron ng mga sparks ng potential. Pero ngayon, tignan natin kung makakahabol ba sila against sa stronger Chery Tiggo crossovers.
Talagang ngayong araw na to, mapapalaban po sila dahil one of the early league leaders in Chery Tiggo ang kanilang makakalaban. Let's turn it over now to the floor for the official announcement of the players for our second match here today.
Let's meet our national referees for this match. Our first referee is Mary Joy de Imus. And our second referee is Erlindo Eusebio. And now let's meet the starters first for the Balipure Water Defenders. Outside spiker from Adamson University, number 3, Bern Flora. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 4, Jen Kasugod. Opposite hitter from De La Salle University, number 9, Gaira Baroka. Center from the University of Santo Tomas, number 11, team captain Alina Picar. Middle blocker from Arellano University, number 13, Shirley Sanamagos. And outside spiker from the University of Nueva Cáceres, number 23, Grace Bombita. Starting libero from Letran, number 6, Julia Angeles. And the head coach for Balipure is Romel Abella. And now the starters for the Chery Tiggo crossovers. Middle blocker from the National University, number 3, team captain Chacha Santiago. Center also from NU, number 4, Jasmine Nabor. Outside spiker from De La Salle University, number 6, Arian Layug. Outside spiker from Adamson University, number 7, Mylene Pat. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 10, Micah Ortiz. Opposite hitter from NU, number 16, Dindin Santiago Manabat. And starting libero from the Far Eastern...
We got the starters now for Balipure. We have Salamagos, Flora, Kasugod, Bicar, Bombita, Baroga, and Angeles.
Sinasabi natin the usual youngsters for the Balipure Water Defenders. Meanwhile, on the side of the Chery Tiggo, nag-uumapa mga veterano, mga national team members, Jaja Santiago, Mylene Paat, Mike Ortiz back in the starting lineup for Chery Tiggo. We also have Dindin Manabat and of course, ang ating na-feature na player kanina, Arian Layug and Jasmine Nabor.
Ito si Mike Ortiz, pinasok lang in the third set in their last match. Maganda naman yung kanyang pinakita. So, probably one of the main reasons kung bakit sinaksak siya rito to start out set number 1.
So sa una kasi pag coming up from an injury, medyo kapaan pa depending on where you are sa yung recovery. But then I think in the last game, she was moving well, generating 2 points kahit off the bench lang doon sa third set. So let's see how she moves here today.
From a coaching standpoint, early in the season, ano ba yung gusto mo? Gusto mo ba makita na lahat ng mga players, gagamitin mo muna para makita mo kung sino talaga yung pupwede maasahan doon sa mga latter part, doon sa mga talagang sinasabi natin, mga mas importante mga laro?
Well, actually, for some team, hindi naman nila kailangan parang mag-experiment if their first 6 are already working well together. However, para sa mga ibang teams, talagang nangyayari na sa season pa lang sila naghahanap ng right mix for them because hindi nga maganda yung nagiging resulta ng mga games.
When we take a look at Chery Tiggo, obviously they've had Dindin Santiago on their lineup. They've also had Jaja on their lineup, pero Jaja's been in and out because she's been in Japan, then she come back to play with them. So yung yung sinasabi nila, yung chemistry factor, hinahanap pa rin nila eh.
That's right. Pero siguro konting adjustment na lang kasi yung mga kasama niya naman dito, yung nakasama niya na rin before. It's just that yung culture din sa paglalaro is different in Japan and here. So she also needs a period for adjustment every time she returns to play for Chery Tiggo.
Good evening, Philippines. Welcome to our coverage of Chery Tiggo and Balipure. Anthony Suntay here, together with Mela Tunay. Second match on the 6th day of competition here for the PVL. We're tied at 1 apiece early on. Bicar serving.
Drop shot there by Alina Bicar. A good eye. Yun sinasabi natin, magandang galaw agad from Micah Ortiz. And nakakamiss din kasi it's been a while since we've seen her play. I mean, not just because of the pandemic. Parang mas maaga pa before that due to her injury nga. Pero it's nice to see someone as good as Micah Ortiz come back from an injury.
That's a coach's dream to have such a deep lineup. At yan na nga yung si Chery Tiggo. Kaya inaasahan ng kanilang mga fans that they will make a serious run for the title. Block there up front.
Back-to-back points for Micah Ortiz in this early part of the game. Kanina, single block niya yung middle attack ni Kasugod. Wasn't able to convert it to a point. Pero ito, double block there. Courtesy of that Pat and Ortiz duo against Grace Bombita.
Sipin mo naman, malakas na nga itong Chery. Nakuha pa nila ito si Paat. So, the stronger just got even better.
Yeah, kanina pinag-uusapan din natin yung getting the right mix kapag things aren't working well for a team. Pero sometimes, you look for different mixes kapag you have a loaded lineup. And I think that's the case also for Chery Tiggo.
Napakaswerte nga ni Coach Aaron. Sabi niya, ang dami niya mga pwedeng ipampalasa.
May mga magagandang problema ng mga coaches yan.
But at the same time, pwede mo rin sabihin na parang pressure din yun dahil
Oo.
from a team owner's point of view and management is kailangan manalo ka. Kasi binigyan na kita lahat ng bala na hiningi mo. Pag hindi ka nanalo, then your job is on the line.
Yan yung mga problema ng coaches na, sometimes as fans we fail to see. Sometimes gusto lang natin, ipasok mo yung si ganito,
Correct.
ipasok mo si ganyan. Diba? Pero their job is really super hard, getting the right mix every time, every game.
Off the miss there, we're tied at 3 apiece. Nice to see Baroga also back in action. Well, it's just nice to have Philippine volleyball back.
In general.
Yes. Lalabas yun. Humihingi sila ng touch. Ano sabi ng ating first referee? First referee looks at the second referee. The second referee looks at the first. At anong sabi nila? Wala daw touch. Now Balipure with the lead here at 4-3. That's gonna drop.
Good floater there from Grace Bombita. That ball just catching the end line. It drops right on the line.
Walang kaduda-duda doon sa tawag na yun. That time it's gonna say long and it's gonna bring Chery Tiggo to within 1. Here's Micah. Just so painful to see her go down with that injury. And she comes up with an ace.
Super effective so far in this game. Mike Ortiz scoring off from blocks, from attacks, and now from a service ace.
Maaga pa lang, sinasabi niya kay Coach Aaron, tama na pinag-umpisa mo ako dito sa larong ito. They go inside, Kasugod. Stopped. Perfect shot there from Baroga.
Kyra Baroga coming through between those two tall blockers, Pat and Santiago. It's not an easy thing to do, but she manages to score that point for the Balipure Water defenders.
I was gonna say, how did she find that space? Well, she did. She picked up that point. Kasugod na with the serve. Lamang sila ng isa. Going cross court. Nice dig, but they say tumama na.
I think they're calling a net touch on that. But we have to commend that full swing courtesy of Dindin Santiago Manabat. You could see bago niya palang paluin that there's so much power coming in that attack.
Serving out is a 27-year-old. And she's just so happy to be able to play with her sister once again. And that time it's gonna say long. Chery Tiggo is gonna grab the lead once again.
So we've talked about unforced errors, in their last games respectively. So, it's gonna be a factor here also kung sinong mas makakapag-minimize ng errors. Kung sino yung mas sasabay, si Balipure ba, mas sasabay sa ganda ng nilalaro ni Chery Tiggo, or medyo magto-tone down din ba yung laro ng Chery Tiggo by committing more errors as how Balipure committed so many errors in their last game against Army.
And you're talking about errors, that's exactly what happened there. We're tied at 7 apiece. Pat now serving. Chance here. Durandes got to it. Quickly, they go up the middle. And Jaji Santiago brings us to our first technical timeout. It's Chery Tiggo up. But it's been close. It's 8-7. Watch this piece of action once again. Jaja Santiago joining the scoring act.
Yun nga yung sinasabi nating connection between Jaja Santiago and Jasmine Nabor, tracing back to their NU days.
That's gonna be a violation there. Tumama sa net. Kitang-kita natin yun. 2-point lead enjoyed by Chery.
The reception was also too tight, and it made it a bit hard for Alina to set up that play.
Can they get some offense going here? They get it through.
You can see in that last sequence, no, si Jaja hindi na tumalon for that block. Kumbaga, nagre-ready na siya to move back and approach for their attack. So that ball wasn't able to be defended well by Chery Tiggo.
Flora with the serve after scoring that point. And there's Layug starting to get into the action.
And makikita mo talaga walang pressure sa kanya. Kumbaga, she's just moving her usual galaw para dito sa Chery Tiggo. And I think it also comes because wala naman yung pressure sa kanya to score. Kumbaga, you have a loaded lineup. All you have to do is just play your game and the rest will follow.
Bombita's gonna score there. Ito na, siya naman ang nagpapakita ngayon. Chery Tiggo has been trying to inch forward pero talagang nakahawak sa kanila yung Balipure. Salamagos now serving. Her team trailing by 1. Bit of luck there. Gonna have an opportunity here for a transition. That's in! We're tied at 10 once again.
What a swing there by Grace Bombita. And you can see also the clearance that she got mula dun sa kanyang approach. Maganda yung kanyang pinagbuluhan. And mataas yung kanyang kamay on that hit.
Galing sa magandang showing. Obviously, you know, your confidence is so high.
Good read by Kasugod.
Free ball coming up here. Nice dig. No, it's not a nice dig.
Still good.
Buhay pa nga. Sabi ni Micah, tapusin na natin yung puntos.
Signature running attack there by Micah Ortiz. But we have to credit the floor defense also of Bern Flora. As you can see, isa lang yung tumalo na spiker doon sa kanilang open hitter pero nadepensahan niya. Alina also making the effort to get that ball. Kaso, again, giving the chance ball to Chery Tiggo, they were able to execute a combination play.
Just a 1-point lead once again enjoyed by Chery. Almost erased there. Trying to tie things up once again. Durandes gets to it. One of the few back row attacks we've had. Defense has been key for both these squads. Yun, hindi mo naman didepensahan yung palo ni Dindin.
Iba talaga yung approach ni Dindin, no? Talagang makikita mo full swing. And I think this is a good match-up between Bombita and Dindin Santiago. Sila yung magkatapat, sila yung nagbabantayan. It's really power on power.
So far, Jasmine Nabor with 5 excellent sets. Early here in this contest. Regalo!
Speaking of power, hindi magpapahuli. Arian Layog with that regalo hit. Leading Chery Tiggo to have that 3-point lead against the Water Defenders.
Ito yung sinasabi na that's what they're looking for. Trying to get some more daylight between themselves and their opponent. Let's see if Balipure can hang around. There's going to be an ace. Timeout will be called by Coach Romel here. guess this is how it feels like when you're trying to eavesdrop. Hindi po tayo
Parang may
makalapit.
naririnig ka
Oh.
pero wala talaga.
Sinusubukan natin
Oo.
pero hindi natin makuha ko. But then, obviously, we know kung ano yung sinasabi ng Balipure coaching staff because their team has done quite well. They've hung around. The problem is all of a sudden, biglang lumamang na ng 4 itong Chery.
And I think yun yung mga kailangan nilang iwasan. I mean, sometimes hindi mo maiwasan mag-commit ng error, pero hindi pwedeng sunod-sunod.
Let's see if they can stop the bleeding here. Kasugo does.
Good timeout there by Coach Abelia, being able to convert a new point after that timeout, courtesy of a kasugod runner.
Picard with the serve. They go up the middle. Floor defense has been excellent here for Balipure. Back to Dindin. Good chance here for Balipure to get back on the board. And they do.
Nakikita mo, everyone was watching from the side of Chery Tiggo kung ano mangyari dun sa umangat na bola na yon, di ba? They thought it was gonna hit the antenna, pero the Balipure water defenders just ready to keep that ball over.
Nagtaka nga ako, walang gumalaw
Oo eh. Kala nila tatama sa antenna.
Bang! Kasugo with another point. And just like that, Balipure right back in this one.
Back-to-back regalo courtesy of the Balipure water defenders. And you have to credit yung kanilang mga loaded serves kasi doon talaga nagagaling yung over-reception itong Chery Tiggo.
Might be a timeout coming here for Coach Aaron. His team has given up 4 straight points and we're tied at 14.
Definitely a productive timeout there. 3 points agad yung na-produce nitong water defenders.
So Coach Aaron letting his ladies sort it out. Let's see if it proves to be a good decision. Dindin once again dug.
Medyo bumalik yung set na yun ni Flora. Bombita wasn't able to attack. Let's see how Chery Tiggo counters. Blocked at the net.
Layug finds that corner.
Smart hit there. Kitang-kita ni Layug na naka-forward yung defender nitong Balipure and Bernadette Flora just wasn't able to get there in time for that defense.
Great number for excellent reception for both these squads. Chery Tiggo just up by 1 there. Still alive. Nice stretch by Duremdes. Pat!
Good effort there.
Excellent effort.
Still good.
Not going for a quick play. They went for the combination and Kasugod snuffed it out.
It was a good intention though by Chery Tiggo. Combination play agad while Balipure were rattling to come back from their defense. Pero I think that was an error. 4 touches on the side of Chery Tiggo. And we have to credit yung sipag na ginawa nitong water defenders going after that ball.
Bombita serving. They just might get to 16 first. But no, sabi ni Pat, wag na muna, kami ang mauna. That's gonna bring us to another technical timeout. Up by 1 is Chery Tiggo at 16-15. Welcome back to Ilocos Norte for our coverage of Chery Tiggo up against Balipure. Anthony Suntay here together with Mela Tunay. You're watching this coverage on One Sports and One Sports Plus. That's going to help Chery Tiggo once again. Micah Ortiz doing so well dito sa ating unang set.
Definitely back-to-back points for her. Kanina bago mag-technical timeout, she scored that solid block against Balipure and now registering an ace. Looking so focused here in this game. Already 4 points from 2 attacks and 2 aces.
And looking for more. That's going to get through. Jaja able to score there.
Good angle there, pero maliban dun sa angle talaga, she was way above the blockers. And maybe it's easy when you're that tall as Jaja Santiago.
Kitang-kita mo talaga kung saan nakapwesto yung kalaban eh. Good setup also there from Dindin. That's gonna score for Balipure.
Anthony, ito yung totoong David and Goliath. You know, when you're Burn Flora and then you're going up against Dindin and Jaja and you manage to score off a point.
Talagang literally ha.
Literal talaga.
Kasugod. On to join in the action. Duremdes gets there and easily put down there by Jaja once again.
The thing with Jaja Santiago is she's tall, she's powerful, and she has a hang time. So I'm just not quite sure how to stop a player like that. So
Well,
much talent there.
You can try to start with a double. Hindi pwedeng isang blocker lang. Talagang
For sure.
uubusin ka talaga niya. 19-16 is our tally. Duremdes has done so well. Not a good setup that time.
Yes, that was a bit too high for Jaja.
Pag masyadong mataas kay Jaja, masyadong mataas talaga yun.
Oo.
Pag hindi
Parang
na
normal,
maabot,
parang normal set na yun for a wing spiker.
wala na makakaabot nun. Chery Tiggo still with a 2-point lead here. And that is a mortal sin.
Balipure keeping close in this game, and we are approaching the end game. Now's the time to minimize the errors. And that might just cost them that rotation error on the side of Chery Tiggo.
Another violation there. She doesn't like the call.
Yeah, I think they're contesting na she's a front line. Nakala yata kasi.
Well, Coach Aaron says, okay, shrug it off. We're tied at 19. Let's have one final push here in the first set. Well, it's going to be a sprint to the finish line here.
Oh. So they're trying to contest na front line siya kasi akala yung tinawag is illegal attack. But it was actually a net touch.
And that was very
called,
clear.
Yeah.
So far, so good para sa Balipure. 3 unforced errors lang. Compared to the last outing, which we talked about extensively during our pregame.
Ball still good.
And 2 players banging into each other there for Balipure. That left that back portion open.
And this time around, it was Jasmine Nabor for that attack, giving Chery Tiggo the 1-point lead. And we can't forget na itong si Jasmine Nabor ay isa rin sa ating mga attacking setters. You know, they have to be ready whenever she's set up kasi she's super talented in both setting and attacking.
Well, mahilig nga siya mag-attack. She was an attacker before.
Yeah.
Coroga sends it over. Live dug. Where does Nabor go? To the middle, and again, Jaja compliments that excellent set.
And yung kagandahan dito, yung Balipure kasi sumasabay sa depensa. Kumbaga, whenever the Chery Tiggo sets the open, nakukuha nila eh. So, of course, if you're Nabor, you want to do that one-stop game with Jaja Santiago.
Sayang, nasa harapan siya. Sige na,
Yeah.
gamitin mo.
Maximizing what's effective.
Not the best of receptions there. Going to the pin. Layug stopped. Back to Arian. Arian took a little bit off that one and found the seam.
And Jasmine Nabor is also doing a good job na nililito niya yung mga blockers. Kasi kanina it was a double block. Back-to-back double blocks going up against Aryan Layug. Pero that last one, hindi nila alam kung sinong bablocken and only a single blocker went up against Aryan Layug.
And yung single blocker niya, medyo nahuli pa. Final timeout here by Coach Abella. Talagang sinisikreto niya yung sinasabi niya sa players niya.
Hindi natin marinig.
But so far, so good for his squad. I mean, they're hanging around. They're just within 3. And at the same time, yung pinag-usapan nga natin na napakaraming errors dun sa kanilang last game. Ngayon, it's really at a minimum.
Yeah. Medyo na moderate nila yung pag-commit ng errors. But I guess one more thing that's crucial for them is how they activate the middles. Kasi yung pumupukpok sa Chery Tiggo are yung middles nila. We have Micah Ortiz and Jaja Santiago, di ba? Pero sa kanila, it's been bombita pa lang so far.
That's not what you want to see coming off a timeout. 2 players flat-footed, and Paat's going to get an ace. Watch it there once again.
Perfectly
Nagtinginan yung
placed.
dalawa.
Oh, si Bern Flora medyo aatras na, getting ready for her attack.
That was behind her. Salamagos couldn't adjust. And it's now set point for Chery Tiggo.
That set was a bit too wide for her. Medyo mahirap kasi talaga yung running attack na wide. Kasi you're approaching towards the net tapos yung set mo paatras. So,
how many set points are they going to utilize here? Back row attack. That's out. And all they need was 1. Solid finishing kick ang pinakita ni Chery Tiggo dito sa set number 1. And they take it 25-19. Welcome back to Nocos Norte. As we can see, 25-19 was our first set score. But Balipure did so well to just hang around.
It was definitely a well-distributed set for Chery Tiggo. We've seen some sparks from Mike Ortiz, Jaja Santiago, Din Santiago Manabat, and even Aryan Layo. Pero on the side of Balipure, medyo wala pang masyadong nag-iingay. Although they were able to manage their errors as compared to the first set. But still, too much, going up against Chery Tiggo, you'd want to play as smooth as you can and minimize those 7 unforced errors. And keep up when it comes to blockings because you have so much players to guard against Chery Tiggo. So, yun. Pero attacks, it was just the same, no? Medyo nakakasabay sila in terms of attacking. It's really just more on minimizing the errors. And their errors came in that end game din kasi. So,
Yun ang masakit.
that's right.
Sinasabi natin na maganda yung mga namamanage nila yung kanilang mga unforced errors and then
Sa end game,
dun sa latter part ng stage, dun sila. Let's see if they can make that adjustment. And that is not a good way to start.
namamanifest eh. Di ba? Kapag nagsisimula ka ng, ng errors coming to the set, siyempre yung confidence mo rin gets affected somehow.
Well, important for Balipure to be able to stay in step. And stay in step early. They don't want to get blown out. Kasugod, stop there. Free ball. And a lot of times, Ortiz though, gets stopped. And that's gonna work.
Na tignan natin kung itong si Baliton ay maging magic bunot for the Balipure Water Defenders. Coach Abella trying to work with a much taller lineup, of course, injecting Baliton there. And she delivers.
Can they keep it up? That's going to be the key. Sustain that effort. The Liberos have done quite well. And that attack is going to work. Lamang ng isa ang Balipure dito.
And finally, Burn Flora joining the scoreboard there. She's had a couple of attempts earlier on the first set, pero wasn't able to convert the same way she did in their game against the Black Mamba Army.
That's a much better serve from Balipure.
Good reflexes there by Kasugod. And kanina, na-highlight natin dun sa kanilang stats, dapat sumabay din sila sa blockings and they're working on that, registering 1 block point against Din Santiago Manabat.
Pat was just a little bit too far there. Don't look now, it's a 2-point lead enjoyed by Balipure early here in the second. Make that 3. No, check that, it's gonna go out.
At least nakikita natin yung adjustment when it comes to blocking. Of course, yeah, like I keep mentioning, you have a lot of people to block, especially with Chery Tiggo being led by Ortiz, now having 5 points and Santiago with 4. On the other hand, sa side naman ng Balipure, we have 4 and 4 for Flora and Bombita.
Trying to go down the line, running out of space.
So much power but too much angle on that last hit by Din Santiago Manabat. Sayang kasi walang sumabay na blocker yata dun sa kanilang, ayan, medyo iwan na iwan yung block ni Burn Flora.
Fernandez just let that go. Manabat, that's not over. And don't look now, it's a 3-point advantage here by Balipure.
So, sa volleyball, yung tawag dun sa mga hits din mababa yung daan eh. Kasi, she's a very tall player, mataas din yung kamay niya, pero I think her distance from when she hits the ball is too far, kaya parang bumababa yung contact niya sa bola.
Pat, denied.
And we're seeing a block party here, courtesy of the Balipure Water Defenders. Parang nakikinig, Anthony, sa pinag-usapan natin kanina. We said they needed to register block points, and here they are scoring back to back to back.
At tignan mo, lamang na sila ng 4 dito. Can Chery Tiggo get right back in this one? That's gonna be a start off that mistake.
Crossing violation there by Flora. Medyo mahirap kasi yung hinabol niya na yun na set eh. Of course, galing sa likod yung set. Medyo mabilis at papasok. Hinabol niya lang para maitawid yung bola. But it's super hard to balance, you know, coming off from a landing when you're really jumping, going towards the net.
Chery Tiggo within 3 now. Nice stretch there by Flora. That's just gonna be sent long. Now so they've got to start managing their mistakes. Sayang yung kanilang lamang.
That's right.
Ortiz with a serve here. She's had a solid performance here tonight. Nice stretch, and it works.
Good connection there between Salamagos and Bicar. And Balipure slowly activating their middles. They have to because talagang yung middles ng kabila malalakas eh. Kailangan talaga nilang sumabay.
At yun ang binanggit mo kanina.
That's right. And kailangan nilang ilayo yung mga blockers. Kumbaga, ilayo yung atensyon ng mga blockers from their main guns. Of course, we have Bombita.
It is 8-4. You've got Ayit Insai's report.
With 9 excellent digs from their last game, former Lady Falcon and spiker of the Chery Tiggo crossovers, Mylene Paat, said that the key to their consistent victories is maintaining their composure in the court, no matter how big the pressure is on their shoulders. Together with Mylene, former USC Golden Tigress and middle blocker Micah Ortiz shared to me how despite their victories, they are looking for more and more ways to up their game. Being an all-rounder and multifaceted team, they are trying to improve their offense, blockings, and service, as Coach Aaron expects them to play excellently, not only in the game, but as early as in their court training, with ball handling, even in their hotel hallways. Until now, she said that they are still making adjustments to fully polish their game strategies and are preparing all players to have the chance to execute all their potential strengths. Happy and confident with their colossal team members, the crossovers want to remind all of us PVL fans that this is only the beginning and there's so much yet that they want to show us. Now the PVL action continues with the crossovers and the Water Defenders live from Ilocos Norte.
Nabanggit ni Ayi yung efforts ng mga players, no, especially for Chery Tiggo, na parang ngayon kasi limited lang yung oras na binibigay sa kanila to train. And I think now because the games are on a daily, wala na silang oras talaga to train. Pero yung sariling papawis na nila when they wake up or like in their hotel rooms, diba? So, at least yung mga small efforts na ganun can contribute to their basic skills. Simple mga bowling, ganyan. So, at least even with those limited and little efforts, mas nag-elevate din yung quality of play nila here sa PVL.
Alam mo, Mela, when you take a look at the mindset of the players, ano kailangan na isipin nila? Because almost every day naglalaro ka eh. And that's never really happened before.
Exactly. Pero kasi for most players, gusto nila maglaro. I mean, ito yung hinanap nila for more than a year. Kaya rin, I guess, despite the long break, it shows na the effort and the quality of play siguro nung mga medyo first games nag-a-adjust. Pero now we're seeing a lot of good games here in the PVL. And I think it shows because that's how much these players wanted to come back and play the game.
And the fans are just so happy to have everybody back in action. And we'd like to thank each and every one of you in joining us here on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Ito na, after that technical timeout, all of a sudden, nagising on Chery Tiggo.
Din Santiago Manabat looking fierce as ever. Diba, talagang focusing on every move she make here in this game.
Nakakatakot pag nakikita mo, dumidikit yung kanyang, yung kanyang kilay. Pat adjusts. Once again, Carly's there. Flora! It's gonna go out. Dindin's not happy with that.
Dindin getting a lot of too much angled hits, no? Kanina, in the front line, she's had, I guess, mga dalawa.
Yung isa down the line na hindi pumasok. Ito naman, sabi ni Jaja, o sige, ako na lang muna ang kakana.
And I think because of the good blockings also na ginagawa ng Balipure, that's one way to reflect yung intimidation ng mga spikers na masyado nang ina-angle para hindi sila ma-check.
That time, Jaja just went over the defense. (9-8), Balipure still on top. Make that 10-8 now.
Grace Bombita continuing to deliver here for Balipure. Although kanina ko pa napapansin na walang place yung Balipure kasi yung reception nila is having a lot of trouble on the floor. Hindi nahatid yung bola sa setter. So they're not able to come up with combination plays which they badly need. Especially when they're going up against a good blocking team like Chery Tiggo. But fortunately, Bombita still manages to deliver off those parang wide sets.
Here it is once again. Back-to-back points for Balipure. Balik na naman sa tatlo ang kanilang kalamangan. That is what the Balipure fans want and expect.
There's a delay in the block of Aryan Layog. And nakakatuwa kasi kanina yung game that I covered, talagang muntik na magkaroon ng upset against the defending champs Creamline, di ba? And now, makita natin a 4-point lead here. The 6th-seeded team, 8th rather, going up against the 2nd-seeded team. David and Goliath as we keep mentioning, pero sumasabay yung level of play ng Balipure sa Chery Tiggo.
Pagkagising mo talaga kanina, talagang naisip mo talaga yung 5 sets, ha?
Hindi, ano lang yun. Nagkataon lang.
Tignan natin kung magtutuloy-tuloy. So far, so good here for Balipure. And they're up by 5. A timeout is going to be called here by Coach Aaron. He doesn't like what he sees.
Tahimik. O pagdating sa atake, placement, lagyan natin yung bola lang sa client side. Kasi pinapasalat natin yung play nila kapag naglalagay tayo sa zone 6 pati sa zone.
Well, we've heard Coach Aaron giving instructions on where to put the ball. Dahil they've been checked and dug a couple of times already. And you wouldn't want to see that if you have such a potent lineup of spikers in your team.
That's going to get through. Up against Jaja Santiago.
The character of Alina Vicar really showing here in this game, rallying her team. Courtesy of that joust against the very tall, very mighty Jaja Santiago.
Lead is now 6 for Balipure. And they're looking for more. Layog, Doug. They go to the pin. And it's another score here. Napako ang Chery Tiggo. They just can't generate any offense.
Grace Bombita. Way over Jaja Santiago. And nakita natin medyo pa-fade din kasi yung block ni Jaja. Kumbaga tumalon siya sa may bandang harap ni Grace Bombita. As we take a look at that ace again, courtesy of Salamagos. So, sayang yung tapat ni Jaja kasi fading yung kanyang talon against Bombita on that last sequence.
Balipure has doubled up here on Chery Tiggo at 16-8 as we get to our second technical timeout. Back to the action here in Ilocos Norte. And Balipure showing that they can stay not just in step with Chery Tiggo, but they're up big. And suddenly, Jaja says, enough is enough. Finally, they get a point.
Ito sa regalo, papunta kay Jaja. And bigyan mo na ng regalo lahat, di ba? Siyempre, wag lang si Jaja Santiago because she's definitely gonna drill that ball.
Let's see if Chery Tiggo can rise from the grave here. This is going to be a real gut check para sa Chery Tiggo. They've got back-to-back points.
And Micah Ortiz becoming the spark plug here for Chery Tiggo. Every time she's on the court, we're seeing good things happening to their team.
7 points already for Jaja. Nice dig. Layug. That might have sailed long. Chance once again here for Balipure.
Abang
Denied.
na abang na si Micah Ortiz sa dulo. I mean, hindi pa nasiset pero alam niya na kung saan pupunta.
Atake na naman. Does it work? It
That's
does.
The athleticism of Jasmine Nabor so evident in that last attack. Not everyone can do that. you
Yes,
know.
exactly.
And on top of it, she's a lefty. She's a power hitter. So much talent in Jasmine Nabor.
Layug just sends that. Another nice dig, this time from Manabat. And Layug, no question about that. Made contact with the net. And she knew it.
Jen Kasugod also getting back in her element here.
On the back row, nice dig. Flora has done well offensively and defensively. Micah denied.
On cue again, Jen Kasugod sumasabay kay Micah Ortiz. And she registers a solid block there. Single block. Single solid block.
Bawi kaagad ang Balipure putting 2 points together in succession. Violation's going to be called there on Puding.
Errors are piling up here for Chery Tiggo.
Napatukan tuloy si
Napatukan si
Duremdes.
Duremdes.
Let's see what Coach Aaron tells his girls. There was the error on Duremdes. 19-11 is our tally here. Latter stage of set number 2.
I think this is also the first time that Chery Tiggo's been down by this much.
Well, they have won both their matches in successive sets. They've looked really solid, but here, suddenly stumbling a little bit.
Chris Bombita going for that tough angle. Sayang kasi wala ring sumabay na blockers sa kanya. She could have easily drilled that ball.
Well, at this stage, they can actually just play side out. They should cruise to taking the second set. Can they get it? Dindin denied.
Jen Kasugo definitely making her presence felt here in this set. She's really taking charge with that Balipure net defense. Coach Abella already inside the court though.
Well, he smells blood. Sabi niya, 5 puntos na lang. Makakakuha kami ng isang set dito. And that can really help the development of this young squad. Here comes Mike Ortiz though.
And it's now a battle of the middle attackers here for both these teams. Jen Kasugod, Mike Ortiz.
Balik sila sa may gitna. Paat. Back to Flora. And now Dindin.
Oh.
That with a lot of authority.
That was such an explosive hit there by Dindin Santiago Manabat. Again, her full swing. And so much power on that hit. No one even attempted to dig that ball.
That serve straight into the net. It's gonna bring Balipure to 21.
Ito yung mga hindi na nila kailangan in this phase of the game because 21-14, kaya pa yung habulin, but of course those errors, timely errors, aren't gonna help them make their way to the top.
And yan, sineswerte pa sila ngayon.
You see the bench of Balipure looking so happy and energetic. Queen Abil right there. Oh, we're yet to see action from her. Pero so far, magandang ginagalaw ng kanya mga teammates.
And they're up by 8 here. 3 points away from taking set number 2. And tying things up, but not yet, says Dindin.
Dindin making up for her errors kanina. Medyo may mga outside ngayon. Just the perfect angle.
Let's stop going down the line. Let's just go cross court with extra power. That gets through. Nice stretch there, just to keep it alive. That is long.
I think there is a check.
Oh, there's a check. And just 2 points away is Balipure from taking 1 set here.
This is also very common din sa mga David and Goliath games. Like even in the past, no? Kasi the pressure is always with the, with the top team not to lose. Meanwhile, doon naman sa mga medyo nasa baba ng standings, parang no pressure game that they want to win. There's a difference kasi when you don't want to lose and then you want to win.
That's right.
It shows it, and in this set, definitely Balipure exerting all the efforts.
That's gonna help the cause and comeback of Chery Tiggo. So they've gotta be perfect from this point on.
Dindin Santiago not backing out without a fight. Contributing with her attacks, and now, courtesy of that service ace.
Another good serve. It's back-to-back aces. And Coach Romel says, tama na. Baka makahabol pa yung kalaban. Balipure just 2 points away from shocking one of the big guns here in the Premier Volleyball League in Chery Tiggo. Looking for another solid serve. That time Carly handles it well.
Good reflexes there by the crossovers.
Back to the pin. Duremdes gets to it. Chance to get the set point. And they do. Courtesy of Salamagos.
Awesome setup job there by Alina Vicar, acknowledging that Salamagos is ready for that quick hit, and she delivers. The defense of both teams though, really on point here.
It's set point for Balipure. But they're gonna have to get to our second set point as Chery Tiggo stays alive.
Can't do anything about that attack.
Serving to stay alive, Paat. They're gonna run out of space. Coach Aaron just turned around, thought Laig was gonna get there.
The games are getting more and more exciting here at the Premier Volleyball League, Anthony. We're smelling an upset, at least for this second set. So tignan natin how the pace goes in the third.
Identical score, 25-19, pero ang nanalo, Balipure were tied at 1 set apiece. Let's take a look at the numbers of set number 2.
And the new lineup for Coach Abelia working well for them because as we mentioned, talagang nagpatangkad sila ng lineup and it worked well because they registered 4 blocks against 1 of Chery Tiggo. Lamang din sila sa atake because they were able to defend better in that last set. And unforced errors, medyo equal lang. So I guess talagang yung determining factor for that win is the blocks of the water defenders.
When you look at the unforced errors, a while ago it was 7 in the first set for Balipure na baba nila sa 5. So far, so good dun sa mga adjustments ni Coach Romel Abelia. Let's see what happens here. Very critical third set for both these squads. Once again, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us here for PVL action. Anthony Sutay here together with Mela Tunay. We've got a good match on our hands. Chery Tiggo laban sa Balipure. Tabla tayo at 1 set apiece.
And balikan natin mga top scorers natin so far per team. We have 8 points respectively for Dindin Santiago Manabat and Jaja Santiago. And 8 and 6 naman from Bombita and Salamagos. And it's nice to see na na-activate nga yung medals ng Balipure because they made the difference in that last set for the water defenders, both Kasugod and itong si Salamagos, generating points for them, taking off the pressure from Grace Bombita. And as we see a new face here for Chery Tiggo, also we have Rachel Ostero.
Ostero actually started in their last game.
And she delivers here for Chery Tiggo. That was a good pancake save though by Duremdes. And Ostero just ready for that attack.
Above with the serve. Quick 2-0 advantage here by Chery Tiggo.
Ooh. That was a good clean hit there for Grace Bombita, and not even Durendes could get to that ball. They seemed like they were stunned with that attack.
Hindi na anak gumalaw eh.
Oo.
They were spectators there. Running attack works, and Ostero with back-to-back points.
Ostero known to be one of the power hitters ng mga middles here in the league. Former champion in the NCAA. She will be very crucial in this comeback set for Chery Tiggo.
Chance here. Nice dig there by Flora. Balik sila kami nabat. One of the longer rallies we've had here. Layog!
Good angle there. Nakikita mo si Alina wala sa pwesto. Para sa mga Zone 1 defenders, they're really supposed to guard that line kasi isa yan sa mga palaging tina-target. Ayun, medyo malayo siya dun.
That was a very close call.
That was a good setup though. And nakikita natin na yung potential talaga ng Balipure lumalabas whenever they're able to receive or dig well. Kasi they have the materials naman.
Yes, they do.
Diba? Kayang-kaya ng tao nila, sumasabay sila sa attacking as we can see in the set highlights kanina sa stats.
Ito lang ang naging problema nila in their
Definitely.
previous game. And actually, yun din, yung mga pagkakamali nila, did them in set number 1.
That's right. So, yung pag-minimize lang talaga ng errors. I think kayang-kaya nila sumabay sa mga stronger teams here in the PVL.
Sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah. It's just a matter also of getting experience from the games they play. I'm sure yung game na nilaro nila against Army, marami sila natutunan against the veterans. As we take a look at that cross-court shot again by Dindin Santiago Manabat, and nahuli na naman natin si Alina, not on the right place. Medyo pumapasok siya from her defense. Ayun, dapat nandun siya sa may linya. Because, you know, in terms of movement, mas madaling forward eh. Kaya mas maganda na naka-atras ka dun sa may line as compared sa babalikan mo yung nalagpasan mo na. Medyo may hugot na naman tayo doon. Pero, yeah, the coaches always remind the players na mas madali kasi mag-move forward.
Oh,
Kaya,
definitely.
sa defense pattern, one thing to note.
It is 7-2 here for Chery Tiggo. The giant has been awakened. Flora. Miscommunication that time. Hindi makagalaw doon si Nabor. She was the one who hit it last.
And honestly, mas mahirap din talagang depensahan yung mga tumatama sa blocks as compared dun sa mga clean hits na nandun ka sa pattern para depensahan. Sometimes it just gets too strong for you to defend. Pero kapag tumatama sa mga kamay ng blockers, naiiba kasi yung direction eh. An error there on the side of Chery Tiggo. Medyo nagkailangan sa pwesto. And a problem with balance there for Jaja Santiago.
No problem that
No
time.
problem on that attack.
That's going to bring us to our first technical timeout of set number 3. Chery Tiggo in control here. They're up 8-4.
Meron kayo isip na hindi pa tayo dito. Play up na natin. Let's go, let's go.
Welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the Premier Volleyball League. You can see the attack points there for both these squads, +3 there for Chery Tiggo. But we are tied at 1 set apiece.
No, good effort being shown here by Balipure, pero in that last sequence, kita natin yung dominance ng Chery Tiggo when it comes to the net defense. And again, to those of you just tuned in, we have here Balipure handing over Chery Tiggo their first set loss in the PVL.
Nice attack up the middle there, and Salamagos picks up another point.
And again, Alina Vicar doing a good job activating the middles, maximizing them whenever they have a good reception. Kayang-kayang makipagsabayan ng mga middles ng Balipure.
And they're showing that here. And the Liberos have done very well as well. Flora scores!
Bernd Flora using the hands of the taller Jaja Santiago. Kitang-kita mo talaga yung effort niya to swipe off that attack. And bakit mo nga naman papahirapan yung sarili mo, di ba, na ipa-block? Siyempre, nakapasok na yung kamay ni Jaja. So another option you can do is just swipe it off the same way that Bernd Flora did on that last attack.
A while ago, you saw the numbers of Angeles. 9 excellent digs. That's not getting over though.
Isang basa ni Jaja Santiago. Yung atake na yun ni Grace Bombita. And we have to credit also yung experience ni Jaja. I'm sure she's had a lot of those in her international experience in Japan.
That's for sure. And she's making good use of it.
Good reflexes by Chery Tiggo.
Nice stretch there, but it's not going to be enough. Nabor found that space and just directed the ball there.
And again, Balipure has to absorb that Nabor is an attacking setter.
Unofficially, she's got 3 points on those attacks of hers.
Medyo unorganized pa rin yung defenders ng Balipure nung dinrop ni Nabor. So she's not just the usual setter, she's definitely a thinking setter. Na tinitignan muna kung ano yung nangyayari sa kabilang court. And basis what she does on what she sees on the other side.
Timeout's going to be called here. Chery Tiggo up 12-6.
Kanina in the third set, nakita natin dobling score ng Balipure kontra Chery Tiggo, and now it's the other way around here in the third.
And now, even more points put on the board here by Chery Tiggo. Stopping Salamagos.
And on your screens, you can see Aryan Layog. And hindi pa natin siya ulit nakikitang magingay in this set. So, let's see now that she's in the front line.
She had some brilliant moments in the first set, but medyo tumahimik nga. Tama sabi mo.
And ito naman si Vicar. Pangatlong drop shot niya na yata yan. And putting to Remdes seemed to be not her usual self in this game.
I understand what you're saying. 7 points already para kay Flora dito. And still Layog, quiet.
Not in her usual element as well.
And Balipure trying to take advantage of all those miscues para makahabol dito. 5 pa ang lamang ng Chery Tiggo. This is gonna help out Balipure. And they score.
And kanina, paulit-ulit natin sinasabi, si Jasmine Nabor attacking setter. Ngayon, nagpapakilala for Balipure. She can attack in her own right, in her own way. Alina Vicar, back-to-back drop shots in the middle for Balipure.
Coach Aaron senses trouble. .39 is our tally here. Set number 3, we're tied at 1 set apiece. If you're looking for a good game, you have one right here. You had one earlier here on our
Exactly.
6th day. Umabot ng 5 sets yun dahil sabi ni Mela Tunay, nakita niya sa kanyang crystal ball.
Hindi naman.
At
Pero
parang,
ito hindi ko talaga makita kung sino dito sa game na to. Ganong kaganda yung matchup natin. Balipure versus Chery Tiggo. They're 2-8 in our team standings. Pero sa nilalaro nila ngayon, you wouldn't really know.
sabi ng mga fans, early goings pa rin naman eh. So baka naman yung mga favorite team sila like Balipure, nandun sila sa baba pero nakakailang laro pa lang naman daw.
Pero syempre kailangan they gather so much wins as they can kasi ano lang to, single round lang tong PVL. So you see the numbers of Jaja Santiago, 13 points off from 11 attacks and 2 blocks.
Impressive numbers already.
And Rachel Lucero also moving well for Chery Tiggo. She was able to block Grace Bombita previously.
And just like that, we're going to get to another technical timeout. Chery Tiggo is up by 7. Mr. Ricky Palou in the house. Enjoying the action here in the PVL. All his hard work paying off. And the fans saying thank you very much. Because volleyball is back. Ito na, sabi ng Chery Tiggo, pati na rin kami. Nakabalik na rin kami sa third set.
Again, Risha Lustero doing well so far since the moment she got in this game. Hirap na hirap makatawid itong mga spikers ng Balipure every time she's in the front line.
They're now up by 8. Jaja serving. Layug sends that one long. Still trying to find her groove here. Is
Exactly.
Arian.
She's had a couple of attempts, but still not able to convert into the big numbers that she was able to do in their previous match against Signal.
Balipure just down by 7. Still a long way to go here. Nag-isip pa si Ostero kung pasok yun o hindi. That's not a good effort.
Good idea by Dindin. And actually, muntik nang ma-block yan ni Kasugod. Kaso pababa na siya. She was able to match that drop shot. Kaso pababa na siya. Malayo na yung kamay niya sa net. And no one was there to cover up for her block touch.
Don't look now. It is Tina Salak
The legend.
coming out of retirement. She did not play the last time out. It was Giselle C. who was the backup setter. Ngayon, tignan natin.
Super steady and calm.
Sigurado yun. She's seen everything. Pero hindi pa umabot sa kanyang set. Nagkamali na ang
Can't
Chery Tiggo.
imagine playing alongside a playing coach, no? Parang nakaka-inspire na nakaka-intimidate. Pero,
That's right.
you know, if you have Tina Salak in your lineup, that's always a win for you.
So hating-hati talaga. So may intimidation pa rin talaga.
Teammate po ba kita o coach po kita?
Well, back-to-back points put together here by Balipure. Last-ditch effort.
Kasugod still rallying her team. She's had a lot of those good touches and solid blocks in the second set. Medyo nawala nitong early parts of the third set, and now she's delivering once again.
That one just long. Not by much. But still, labas pa rin. Puntos na naman para sa Chery Tiggo. Miss set there.
Again, those streak of unforced errors are gonna hurt Balipure water defenders as we go into this timeout, courtesy of Chery Tiggo.
Kita mo na nga, lamang na yung kalaban. Tapos, back-to-back mistakes. Let's see what they can do to turn things around.
You can see Abil warming up. Let's see if she gets injected in this game.
But we know what she's capable of.
Naaalala ko kasi ganyan yung hairdo ni Michelle Gumabo nung nag-24-point siya. And let's see kung makaka-25 points naman si Abil if ever she gets injected in this game.
At least nakahanda na yung buhok.
Oo.
Ready na.
Ready na.
Still an 8-point lead enjoyed here by Chery Tiggo in set number 3. We're tied at a set apiece. That's going to be a point here for Balipure.
Boliton also joining the scoreboard. Medyo tahimik din siya this set. Pero ito, on point. Kakabagit lang natin. Judith Abil now back here for Balipure. Playing opposite in this new team she's in. We used to see her as an outside hitter. Pero right now she's serving as the serve and defense specialist for the water defenders.
Stop there. Pat and Ostero conspiring for that one.
Solid block there by Mylene Paat. Nakita mo na kasi umikot na si Baliton at abang na abang talaga ni paat yung opposite attack na yun. Rosel apologizing. She knew. Kaso wala na siya magagawa. Nasa ere na siya. Napalo niyo na.
Committed na siya. Now, we've got a mistake here.
And now, the water defenders seem a bit distracted. Also committing a rotation error here. Lalong lumalaki yung lamang ng Chery Tiggo crossovers.
That happened earlier in this match to Chery.
Ooh.
Facial there. And Ostero's gonna pick up that ace. Ten-point lead established here by Chery Tiggo. Flora trying to keep her team afloat here.
That's too low for Jaja. Been able to get into that one. Pero again, yung sets ni Alina Vicar parang medyo naka-feed na kasi sa kamay ng blockers eh. So, alam mo kahit anong itry ng spiker na pag-lease doon, kapag yung kamay talaga ng blocker ay nandun na sa bola, that's gonna be very hard. Especially for a middle kasi regardless if they swipe it, medyo malayo pa from the end line.
And that ace is gonna bring Chery Tiggo to 25, picking up set number 3. And they are up 2-1 here. What a comeback here and a recovery by Chery Tiggo. Let's go back and take a look at the highlights of set number 3, which was won by Chery Tiggo, 25-13.
You can see the Chery Tiggo crossovers really taking charge in that last set. Mas malaki yung lamang nila and mas controlled nila yung laro. The momentum was there. And we have to highlight also, napakaganda ng bunot kay Rachel Ostero, contributing in her attacks, in her blocks, even in aces. And the whole Chery Tiggo team just looking as more organized as compared to their previous sets.
Let's see what transpires here in set number 4. It's been like Jekyll and Hyde.
Nakikita din natin yung mind game between both coaches dahil naglalaban sila ng mga magic bunot. As we take a look at the set 3 statistics, attacks lamang na lamang pa rin Chery Tiggo kontra sa 9 attack points ng Balipure, and look at that block point. 7 compared to 1 of the water defenders, and it's really the blockings of Chery Tiggo setting the pace for them in that last set, and service aces as well. Kaya na-limit din yung atake ng water defenders because they weren't able to pass the ball well to their setter. And unforced error, more regulated as compared to the previous sets, pero still Chery Tiggo just too much in that last set. And going back to the top scorers per team, Din Santiago Manaba, 12 points. Jaja Santiago with 14. Bombita, hindi nakausad, 10 points pa rin. And then Kasugod with 8.
Ostero's gonna score there. Coach Abella doesn't like it. Tina Salak gonna start out here in set number 3.
Ooh. Good defense there by Santiago Manabat.
That angle was just too acute.
Yeah. Medyo mahirap yung kinuhang angle na yun. As we take a look at Sati Espiritu, one of the magic bunots in their last game against Army, registering 9 points off the bench. One of the power hitters din ng Balipure.
Bumita's gonna score there.
Let's see if Espiritu becomes a spark plug here. Iba rin kasi yung energy ng batang to pag naglalaro eh. So we hope that energy transpires and rallies her team to create good plays.
Yan ang inaasahan ng Balipure na mangyari. Running out of space that time was Ostero. Looking towards zone 5. Tabla na tayo 2.
Block points natin, 10 for Chery Tiggo and 5 for Balipure. And what I've noticed is kung sino yung nakaka-block better in a set, sila yung nananalo towards the end.
In that third set, ang laki ng discrepancy noon. 7-1.
Espiritu wiping it off the hands of the blockers. Did not work. Good defense there by Angeles.
Back set. They're just trying to get Layog really uncorked.
Ooh. Baliton powering it through 2 tall blockers in Dindin Santiago Manabat and Mylene Paat. Ostero rather.
Sobrang excited to see Coach Romel. Kanina pa siya pumapasok sa court eh. 3-2. Balipure up. One-handed set works.
Legend things only. We have Tina Salak there setting up Rachel Ostero for that quick attack. And again on your screens, we have Arian Layog. We are yet to see her back in her usual self here in this game. But let's see kung makabawi siya sa serve at sa defense.
She's had back-to-back good games to start off this conference. They get to it.
Okay.
And that's going to be another point here.
Mylene Paat variating her attacks. Merong power attack and then she tips it over. And we've seen the effort of Bern Flora also diving all the way from the other side of the court. Kaya lang, they weren't able to save that one.
You know, looking at the movement of Tina Salak, it doesn't seem like she's come out of retirement.
Yeah. Meron talagang mga taong born to play.
Looks like it, and she is definitely born to play this sport.
Of course, one of our legends in Philippine volleyball, a SEA Games medalist at her own right. Best setter as well in international leagues.
That was quite a while ago, and she's still playing.
Yung maganda kasi sa setters, mahaba yung ano nila eh, span ng career nila because they don't jump as much the way spikers do. And isa pang setter na ganyan, we have Ruby De Leon with Santa Lucia
That's right.
Lady Realtors. At least mas matagal natin nakikita yung quality ng mga laro nila. And they're able to pass it on younger players. And speaking of younger players, Balipure now on the lead here in this 4th set. And it's nice to see Bern Flora talagang getting back in the scoreboard kasi we've seen her struggle. Diba? Dalawa sila ni Arian Layag actually na struggling in generating points for their respective teams.
Calling for 4 touches there. Back set.
Power hit by Dindin Santiago Manabat. And you know, it also feels different when a legend is setting you up.
Yeah,
Talagang
it's true.
parang dapat patayin mo eh. And also, on top of that, she only had one blocker and a smaller blocker at that. Diba? Bern Flora versus Dindin Santiago Manabat.
That's going to be 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10. Jaja sends it out.
And you know, looking at the lineup of Chery Tiggo on the floor, ang tatangkad talaga nila. I mean, in the front line, you have Jaja Santiago, Dindin Santiago, and then Mylene Taat. And then for your setter, Tina Salak. Diba?
That's an intimidating lineup.
For sure.
They just sent that one over. Jaja.
Twisting in mid-air. Facing right, hitting left. She has a lot of variations here today. And she's getting as creative as she can.
We're tied at 6. Manabat to the serve.
Good pass there.
Back row attack, denied.
That was a good check by Balipure. Sometimes, kumbaga, kapag ikaw yung naglalaro, mahirap mag-triple block. Especially kapag kapag backline yung attack. Kasi parang hindi mo alam kung saan direction galing kasi sa gitna eh. Pero in that last sequence, nakita natin sinipag talaga mag-triple block itong Balipure Water defenders.
Chance here now for Balipure to take a 2-point lead.
Ball still good.
No support there on that side of the court.
Again, height is might for Chery Tiggo. And Jaja Santiago and Tina Sala combining up for that power block against Grace Bombita. And for Balipure, they have to shuffle it right now kung gusto pa nilang makalamang dito sa larong to. Kasi I think Grace Bombita has been read well so far in this 4th set.
She started off very good in the first set. But in the second set. And here comes Layug.
Finally, her strongest hit in this game so far. Arian Layug takes Chery Tiggo to our first technical timeout.
Back to the action here in the pre-VL. As we take a look at Mylene Taat getting ready to serve here. Chery Tiggo up by 1, 8-7. They're up 2 sets to 1. Floor defense from both these squads has been very good.
Back-to-back
Here comes
points by
Layug.
Layug.
She must have heard you.
Back-to-back points here for her, and not just back-to-back points, back-to-back power hits for Arian Layug.
And that's given them this spread of 2 points at 9-7.
We were also talking off-air kasi siguro effect din yun when you have a Tina Salak on the court. Parang it's a constant reminder that you cannot slack off and you have to give it your all as she goes for her the third point in a row. Diba?
At yan ang-
When you have a legend setting you up,
Exactly.
parang you have to keep telling yourself, kailangan ko patayin to.
And credit also Tina Salak knowing you've got to go to the hot hand right now.
Exactly. And you know, her mere presence na nandun ka, it leaves a difference eh. The same way na yung mga veterans din sa Army, her former team, diba, pag pinapasok sa naging base pabayo, talaga nag-change yung mood ng team.
Tama.
And this is exactly what's happening to Chery Tiggo the moment that Tina Salang started for their team.
You suddenly have that air of confidence knowing na talagang, ay, kayang-kaya namin kayo eh.
Confidence and calmness at the
Tama.
same time.
Salamagos now serving her team down by 2. That's not going to help their rally.
Again, if Balipure is committing errors, they cannot commit them in a streak. Diba? Especially now na dalawa pa lang yung, tatlo rather, yung lamang ng Chery Tiggo sa kanila. They have to stay close to stay alive in this game.
Mistake that time from Jaja. But you know, looking at the big picture, we talked about them having 32 errors in their last game. And so now, nakikita natin they had 7 in the 5th. In the first, they had 5 and then 4. So bumababa, nakikita naman natin gumaganda. Kaso lang, yung atake nila ay medyo nababawasan naman ng konti.
At least yung trend pababa na.
Yes.
Pero I mean, the result is still the same. So, they really have to change something.
Nice dig there. Back to the pin. Durandes gets there. One of the longest rallies we've had here.
Good
Salak
reflexes
thought
there.
she was going to get a point. Mostera just pushes it out to the other side.
That was
Buhay
too
pa
high.
rin. Nice adjustment by Layug there. That one is sent out. But they're saying there's a touch.
Calling a check ball. No denying from Tina Salak. And the efforts of both teams here in that rally, talagang gustong manalo pareho ng Balipure and ng Chery Tiggo.
That was
That
clear.
was a clear check there.
Isa na lang ang lamang ng Chery dito. Angeles. Perfect spot. Easily gets there.
Good
Keeps that one
coverage.
alive. Layug! But she's not going to score that point because there was a net touch. The point still will go to Chery Tiggo.
Now, we can see here, Arian Layag coming back to life for Chery Tiggo. And Tina Salak just giving her so much confidence by setting her again and again, and she delivers.
Smart play there from Bombita.
They're still close at 11 and 12. Chery Tiggo with the lead. And another person we have to highlight for Balipure is their libero, Julia Angeles, playing steady all throughout this game.
Yes, she has. But there's another service error from Balipure, giving Chery Tiggo another 2-point lead. Shaya Adorador is going to check in for the first time.
13 serving 11. Now serving for Chery Tiggo, Shaya Adorador.
That's a good serve there. Not a good set.
Again, the errors of Balipure haunting them in this fourth set. Sayang yung nagiging depensa or receive ng water defenders. They've had a couple of missets here in this set. As we take a look at Shaya Dorador, one of our stalwarts as well from the collegiate ranks. From UE.
Picking up a point there. Is Balipure, they get within 2. Ito naman, si Hernandez also with 8 excellent receptions. So, maganda yung palitan ng kanilang
Oo.
libero.
Minsan kasi may ganun eh. Yung isang libero mo, mas edge niya yung reception. Yung isa naman sa digs. Kaya sa mga kumbaga bagong volleyball fans din na nalilito, bakit palit ng palit yung libero? Sometimes that's the strategy of the coach kasi may sarili-sarili silang mga edge na skill.
Kumbaga yung specialty nila, no?
Tsaka unlimited naman yun, yung palitan ng libero.
That's right.
It's not considered as a substitution. Look at the numbers of Rachel Ostero. 9 points already off the bench. And this is the second set that she's been a starter here in this game pa lang. The efficiency is high and magic bunot so far for Chery Tiggo.
And they're up by 3. Combination play, snuffed out. Dindin just gets that over. And a violation is going to be called there.
That was a lifting violation. Makikita natin yung kamay ni Salamagos. Sa ilalim niya kinuha yung bola eh. Bago niya yung tinawid. So that's a lifting violation called on her. As we go to our second technical timeout courtesy of the Chery Tiggo crossovers.
Back to the action here, coming to you from Ilocos Norte. Laban ng Chery Tiggo crossovers and Balipure water defenders. Paat.
Ooh. No one there to block Mylene Paat. And you can't do that to one of our most talented attackers in the country. Pumihit pa sa ere. She really made sure na doon niya dadalahin sa walang tao. And you see Bombita attempting to defend that ball, pero that's not really her zone to defend.
Can they make the needed adjustments to be able to stay in this match? As Chery Tiggo looking poised to get their 3rd straight victory here. Jaja once again.
Power hit courtesy of Jaja Santiago. Very basic for her now.
Coach Romel cannot be a happy man. Ostero now serving here for Chery Tiggo. And she sends that one straight into the net. Brings Balipure to within 5. Still with a glimmer of hope. Baroga, who did very well in set number 1, reinserted here. Jaja again.
What a hit there, and a treat also yung mga sets ni Tina Salak. Talagang papaluin at papaluin mo eh. The legend that she is. And now we have another setter here. All three setters for Chery Tiggo have seen action in this game.
Talagang sinisigurado ni Coach Aaron Velez that, all his players are able to get to see some court time. Especially since wala sila masyadong ensayo. Ito na rin yung parang ensayo siguro nila.
And kasi naman yung quality naman ng players niya. Imagine Giselle C, one of the best setters also in the UAAP before and until now in the Pro League. And then we have legendary setter Tina Salak and Jasmine Nabor also represented the national team previously. So, grabe yung lineup talaga nila. Deserves their own, playing time.
Well, the big question here, Mela, is what happens when it comes to crunch time, when it comes to the big games, when you get to a semifinals, let's say, or even the championship, saan ka pupunta?
Well, kasi hindi rin naman tayo pwede mag-rely sa pangalan lang. I mean, players have, peak period o kaya
Right.
kung sino yung magandang pinapakita talaga sa ensayo. So, only the coaches would know, I can say. Kasi, yeah, I think to fans, sasabihin nila, si ganito na lang, si
Tama.
ganyan. Kasi,
At saka may mga
kilala
paborito
nila
sila eh.
Oo, kilala nila sa pangalan eh. I mean, they dwell on kung kailan nila last nakita, but the people really see yung ensayo, diba? Real time, present. Sila yung nakakaalam and they call the shots for the team.
And they're with the team day in, day out, so they exactly know who's on top of their game. Timeout's going to be called by Coach Aaron. Parang nag-relax ng konti ang Chery Tiggo rito.
And, I'm not sure if it's that double substitution na nakabawi itong Balipure.
It's not a business end here. Set number 4. Chery Tiggo up by 2. Let's see what they can produce coming off this timeout from Coach Aaron. And why not go to Jaja?
You're asking earlier pag crunch time kanino. Ito hindi na kailangan ng pangalan lang. Subok na Jaja Santiago. You go to her when you need a point and you get it.
Balik sa 3 ang kalamangan dito ng Chery Tiggo.
And you get those points with exclamation points from Jaja Santiago.
And a big one at that. Big there from Duremdes. See. Goes to Adorador and she delivers the goods.
Everyone from Chery Tiggo just showing their talent respectively, parang yung quality talaga ng minutes nila inside the court. They maximize it whenever they're there. As we take a look at Aryan Layog back here for the Chery Tiggo crossovers.
Baka hindi natin nabanggit, pero si Casilag pinasok na rin dito ni Coach Velez.
Medyo malayo for Jaja.
Not a good connection that time.
It was a good set though, pero si Jaja medyo malayo yung pagkaka-atras from that block and yung timing nila together for that setup, medyo kapos. As we take a look at Abil back in the game to do her specialty serve.
Handled that time by Paat. And here's Layug coming alive.
Delivering when it's needed. I mean, now's the most important phase of the game, diba? You have to close out this set for you to win. And Aryan Layog, medyo not her usual element in the early parts of the game, pero ngayon, delivering when it matters the most.
What a time for her to settle down. Attack points here. +7 for Chery Tiggo. That's gonna work. Bombita once again. Picard needs a good serve here. Just what the doctor ordered here para sa Balipure.
That was a good angle there for Grace Bombita. Not getting intimidated at all. Nakita mo naman yung blocker mo, si Casilag. One of the good blockers here for Chery Tiggo. But still, Grace Bombita powering it through with that down-the-line attack.
Can they make it back-to-back? Casilag dug.
Chance ball here for Chery Tiggo. Let's see what they do.
Another dig. That gets through. And Balipure now within one.
Not going down without a fight. Bombita being the captain that she is. Again, powering through Rachel Estero in that last hit.
And she has not made as much noise as she did at the start of this match. What a time for her to come alive as well. That goes down the line. They say it's out, and we are tied at 22.
Just like that, nakahabol agad itong Balipure, and very costly din yung mga substitutions ng mga coaches. I mean, it matters kapag nakikita natin na ganito yung nangyayari na nagkakaroon ng downslope, di ba? After a timeout or after a substitution. Pero you got to take a look back at that.
And so what does Coach Aaron tell his girls right now? All they need is 3 more points to be able to get out of this gym.
Exactly. I think this is more of a mental kumbaga huddle for them. Kasi the team naman is moving so well. I think they just don't have to get affected dun sa hinabol na puntos ng Balipure.
Let's see if they can keep their focus, if they can keep their attention. Bikar with 17 excellent sets. They need an excellent serve from her. Can they transition here? Crucial point for both these squads. Casilag slowed down.
Everyone defending well for both teams.
Still alive. Who takes this point? Who gets to 23? And it's Chery Tiggo.
Arian Layog, nakatapat yung dalawang blockers, but she had too much power on that hit. And the ball just sailing out, giving the point to Chery Tiggo. And now the legend is back, as well as one of the mighty towers of Chery Tiggo.
Tina Salak's gonna check in, and now Chery Tiggo wants a strong finishing kick.
Doon sa paghabol ng Balipure, ang kailangan niya ng Chery Tiggo. Again, the calmness and confidence that Tina Salak brings. So, let's see if it reflects here. And speaking of confidence, Grace Bombita just too much confidence and control in that last hit.
Well, Bombita has definitely settled in here in set number 4.
He's now at the back line. Let's see who steps up in the front line.
And don't look now, it is set point for Balipure.
Good block there by Sati Espiritu and Gaira Baroga. Good blocking duo here for Balipure.
Looking to tie things up at 2 sets apiece.
It's a veteran versus youngsters matchup.
And that's gonna hurt.
This is an extended set. Let's see if it becomes an extended game though.
Let's see if your crystal ball is perfect here today.
And it's interesting to see kung sino talaga magsi-step up now that, Bombita is in the back line.
Flora. Yes!
Bern Flora also coming alive here for the water defenders. Here now
Second
it's set
set point.
point.
More height here. Salamagos has done so well. Espiritu, who we talked about earlier here. Can she deliver the goods? Dindin.
Oh, ball still good.
Back to Dindin. Doug.
Alina Vicar with back-to-back good digs.
They go to Paat. And we're tied once again at 25.
Volleyball fans on their seats not knowing which team is gonna take this set.
We're on the edge of our seats.
And look at Tina Salak, just setting that with so much confidence and parang effortless talaga pag siya yung titignan mo no?
Parang practice lang eh.
Oo, parang dikit na dikit yung laban pero eto, set ko siya sa'yo.
And she's done so well here. As expected, of course, that's gonna get through. It's set point number 3 for Balipure.
Bern Flora becoming the hero of this set for Balipure.
Can they take it all the way home? Flora.
Vertical leap from Bern Flora. Fearless spiker, going up against so much taller blockers.
Parago with a good serve. Chance here. Flora once again. Yes! And we are tied at 2 sets apiece. And undefeated here today is Mela Tunay.
Back-to-back 5-setter games for your Thursday doubleheader. And we don't mind though. Quality games are always a win-win for all the volleyball fans out there.
More volleyball is great for you and me, as we see here. Set number 4 goes to Balipure, 27-25. Good evening, Philippines. Yes, we are going 5 here this Thursday evening. Anthony Sutay here together with Mela Tunay as Mela will break down the stats of set number 4.
Well, looking at the stats, ito talaga yung kumuha ng attention ko. Unforced errors of Balipure trimmed down to just 2. And then yung attacks nila mas lumamang din kumpara sa 16 ng Chery Tiggo crossovers. And, this just goes to show na dito sa professional league, there's no underdog, diba? You can't really expect who to win, lalo na pare-pareho silang nag-back to 0 when the pandemic began. Pero ito, kitang-kita natin the effort of Balipure and showing everybody how much they want to win this game. It really reflects, especially in that 4th set, their effort, especially sa kanilang floor defense. it really showed and it did wonders for them as they took that game 27-25.
Let's see kung ano yung balasang gagawin dito ng dalawang coaches. Who will they send forward for the 5th and final set here tonight? Thank you very much for joining us here. Remember, PVL is the first and only professional volleyball league in the Philippines, and you're watching it here on One Sports and on One Sports Plus.
Coach Aaron starting Nabor in this 5th set. And going back to that fourth set, we have to credit si Bern Flora in those clutch minutes. Back-to-back points for the Balipure water defenders, courtesy of Flora.
Ostera to start things off here in the 5th set. And getting the first point is Balipure.
Again, Grace Bombita with her 19th point of the game. Flora kanina hinahanapan natin ng numbers pero she came alive in that 4th set and now she has 15 points. Santiago on the other hand has 19 and her sister Dindin Santiago Manabat with 14.
Dindin stopped. It is 2-0 for Balipure.
You can see in that attack medyo parang ingat yung atake na yun ni Dindin Santiago Manabat. Not her usual explosive approach and you can't do that when you're in the 5th set kasi parehong gigil manalo di ba? Even the blockers of Balipure exerting the effort, so you really have to power it through or work on your angles the same way that Jaja Santiago worked on that angle where no one was there to defend the ball for Balipure.
Dindin now with the serve. Her team down by 1.
Good serve. She's had a couple of aces in this game. Makikita mo talaga yung effort niya na kargahan because she's not doing a jump serve. She's not doing a jump float, but she's really taking all the space that she could get para kargahan yung serve niya.
Let's see if she opts to do the same here.
A better pass this time for Hernandez. Good coverage there too.
What do they say? Is there a touch? It's going to be a big call.
I think they're calling a check.
First referee double checking.
Talagang getting maximized for her team. You know, her services are really getting maximized for her team. Lagari kung lagari.
Nice pancake there. Balik sila kay Jaja and she found that space.
And speaking of maximizing, of course, Nabor, you know, going to Jaja in crunch time is really a must. Dahil, you know, of all the players, siya yung pinaka-experienced at this point. You know, with her international experience, siya yung pinaka-kondisyon, I would say. Siya yung naglalaro talaga ng, habang tayo naka-rest dito sa Pilipinas, naglalaro siya sa Japan. And siya yung pinaka-porsyento kung tawagin. So, it's only rightful that she gets set most of the time here by Nabor as Mylene Pat contributes through that service ace. Every point matters in this point of the game.
Oh, definitely a very, very short set number 5. Balik sila sa may gitna. And it works once again. Back-to-back points here for Jaja.
You know, if I was Nabor, kung kaya ko iset lahat kay Jaja, kung alam mo yun, kung yun yung magpapanalo sa inyong team, di ba? And she's really on fire right now. And another person on fire. 8 points for this girl on your screen, Mylene Paat. 4 attacks, 2 blocks, and 2 aces.
Kargado rin yung kanyang serve.
That was too low for Sati Espiritu.
No timeout called here.
And earlier in this game, we were talking about maturity. This is how a young team earns that maturity. Diba? How well they keep up in this game. How will they move on from those errors that they've committed? Espiritu pinabawi.
From the back row, that is long. Nabor just trying to give the offense to someone else. Didn't work that time. Espiritu with a serve. Her team down by 2.
Good serve.
Balik na naman sila kay Jaja.
And the respect that Jaja gets from Balipure, you know, triple block for her. Leaving Aryan Layog wide open with only a single blocker there. Good effort also by Jasmine Nabor. Ganda nung angle na yun. And everyone expecting, you know, Jaja to get set by Nabor. And of course, Nabor being creative enough to set up Aryan Layog, leaving them with 1 blocker. And speaking of blockers, ito, walang nakasabay kay Salamagos in that last play. It's also a battle of setters talaga pag 5th set. Talagang mind games din.
Salamagos has also done so well here today. So many heroes for both these squads. Even Baroga contributing there with 3 points. From the back row. Nice dig there.
Speaking of contribution, napakarami na contribute nito ni Rachel Ostero in this game. I mean, we have to credit that 3rd set to her. Diba? Siya yung magic bunot in that set. And dun nag-change yung pace ng game eh. Diba? After na matambakan sila nung 2nd set.
Almost coming up with a block there. And she says that should have been in. But they're going to give the point to Balipure. Balipure just down by 2. Flora now serving. Both these teams want this win so bad.
Chance ball for Balipure. Ooh, and a power hit there courtesy of Grace Bombita. There's no holding back in those attacks. She's definitely giving it her all, and that's how you want to lead your team when you're a captain like Grace Bombita.
Both these coaches with some last-minute instructions here. Final stretch of our final set here this Thursday evening.
Halfway through the final set already. Everyone looking so focused.
Will Chery Tiggo get to 3-0? Or will Balipure pick up their first victory?
Ooh.
That's a poor attack.
Malayo kasi yung pagkakaset doon ni Nabor, and I mean, you could have just parang went for the longer spike, no? Nanggigil, kumbaga.
Layog denied. Balipure takes the lead.
Grace Bombita doing everything for the water defenders. The energy, the leadership, the power.
Flora. Nice dig once again by Angeles. Nobody there at the back end of the corner of Zone 5. It's a 2-point lead here for Balipure. Can this young team, the Water Defenders, pull through? Adorador's gonna check in.
Let's see if this substitution works for Chery Tiggo. I mean, coming into this game, they are yet to drop a set. And then now, diba? Nanganganib pa.
They're on the verge of losing their first match.
Exactly. Good defense there. Ooh.
What an effort just to try to keep it alive. But Chery Tiggo's gonna take that one and get to within one. Laig now serving.
And Grace Bombita already with 21 big points. A good serve.
Everybody on pins and needles here.
Good defense there by Flora. And we've seen the numbers that Flora has been giving for the Water Defenders. Pero yung depensa niya talaga, one of the biggest factors.
And look at
That,
Adorador.
Coming off the bench here for Chery Tiggo.
It is now a sprint to 5 here to pick up a victory this Thursday evening. Coach Rommel now will talk to his girls. Watch his last point. Adorador gets it through.
Walang lamig-lamig para kay Shaya Adorador, delivering the goods for Chery Tiggo off the bench. It's really the quality of the minutes that she plays here for her team. They go to Grace Bombita with the hot hands, and she delivers.
Why not go to the captain at the most crucial stage?
The power, though, is just exuding with every attack that she makes. And, again, Abil getting back in the game with her serve. Let's see if it makes a difference for the Water Defenders.
Adorador sprays that one. And it's a 2-point lead enjoyed by Balipure. It's now the time for Chery Tiggo to discuss matters.
It's an unfamiliar territory here for the crossovers. Let's see if they manage to snatch this game with Balipure leading 2 points against them.
Uncharted waters for Chery Tiggo. Can they get past this hump? They trail by 2. Abe with another serve. 3 points away from a huge upset. Dindin denied.
Attack error for Santiago Manabat, and it's gonna cost them. Balipure now up 13-10. Total team effort here by Balipure. I mean, we've seen Grace Bombita talagang contributing the numbers, pero it's really the defense and the distribution of Bicar, the defense of the rest of the team. And On point, defense of Balipure.
That time though, Dindin would not be denied.
Burn Flora parang second libero para sa water defenders eh.
Substitution for Chery Tiggo. Number 25 will stand off. Number 2.
Giselle C's gonna check in.
Now something for the crossover is Giselle C.
Siya yung magsaserve as the serve specialist. It's usually Adorador, but she's in the front line. So now we have two setters on the floor, the other serving as the defense specialist.
And Bombita scores once again. That brings them to set point, match point for Balipure.
What a game for these two teams. Judges now in the front line. You can't say it's over.
Trying to keep her team alive, and does.
Good setup job there by Duremdes as well. I mean, she could have set that to Layug like the other players would normally do, but acknowledging that at this point, you really have to go to the higher percentage. That is Jaja.
Match point number 2 for Balipure. Flora. Chance here. Good scramble.
Ooh.
That's a violation. And Balipure is going to take this one.
Balipure takes the match in 5 sets. Earlier in this game, David versus Goliath. Nanalo yung mas maliliit at mas bata na team. But, these youngsters really have a big heart, and it showed in this game. The effort is unmatchable. Everyone's so happy, and on your screens you could see the hero of this match for the Balipure Water Defenders, Grace Bombita, rallying her team to get this first win and handing Chery Tiggo their first loss in this PVL Season 4.
There's your final score. Balipure taking this one 3-2. We'll be back for more in just a bit. Welcome back to Ilocos Norte. Anthony Suta here together with Mela Tunay, and we have just witnessed a monumental upset. Balipure defeating Chery Tiggo 3-2, taking the fifth and final set 15-12.
Let's take note, this is a come from behind win, and of course courtesy of Grace Bombita for Balipure, really rallying her team to win this against one of the top seeded teams here in the league. 24 big points coming off from 21 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 serve. Definitely a well-deserved win for the Water Defenders and for Grace Bombita.
What a match we have just witnessed. We talked about how can a young team start to mature, and they were able to show everybody just exactly what they needed, and they came out with a victory here. These are the games on July 23rd at 3 in the afternoon. Santa Lucia up against Chocomucho. We've got another doubleheader coming your way tomorrow from Ilocos Norte.
Every day is already a treat for the volleyball fans. As we take a look at the second game tomorrow, Petrogas Angels versus Signal HD Spikers. So, very exciting matches coming up for the volleyball fans out there. And mas exciting kaya kaysa sa mga matches natin today? Double header, double 5-setters.
Yun, hindi ko masasagot. Malalaman na lang po natin. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us here today. Day number 6 of the Premier Volleyball League. In behalf of my partner, Mela Tunay, this is Anthony Sutay saying thanks for joining us. Till next time, take care. Good night, everybody. God bless.